we've got travel snobs joining me in the studio. This is a first. Kevin and Janetta, good afternoon.
Hello, Dennis.
Hi,
How are
Dennis.
What makes you a travel snob?
Oh, I'm not really sure. We didn't give ourselves that title. It was given to us. But I suppose because we've travelled a fair bit. Janetta was in the airline industry for about 100 years.
Thank you.
And I was a travel writer, so it was our job to be critical. So that's why I suppose we've got the brand of travel snobs.
And we're a little bit older now, so we've got a little bit more money to spend. We're retired, so we know what we want, and we're pretty specific about reviewing places and being, making
Critical.
sure, being very critical. Yeah.
You like to sleep under the stars, all 5 of them.
Thank you.
Or
Absolutely.
even 6.
Absolutely.
But
yes.
they have to be on the hotel logo.
So you all of the people on the show experience the same things.
Exactly. We all go to the same destination at the same time, but we don't interact. We don't even see the other people in the cast there. They're off doing their thing and we're off doing our thing. So at the end of it, we have a very personal and our own view of what activities we did and what the accommodation was like, what the destination was like. So everyone has a very different opinion. And I think that dynamic is what makes the show.
And we were in the position where we could be absolutely truthful about everything. Nothing was sponsored, so we were just saying exactly how we felt about everything, which got interesting.
Including beautiful Queenstown.
Where we're off to tonight.
Yeah. In the backstory they did on us some months ago, they asked us what don't we like and what things are we afraid of, whatever. And Kevin, one of the things he hates is heights.
Heights, snakes and camping. They're the 3 things I don't do on holidays.
No snakes in New Zealand.
There are no, but
But
there's
there were the
camping
other 2.
and there's heights.
And there are plenty of things to do that are excitement-based.
Absolutely. I mean, Queenstown's a
Thrill
real
seeker.
surprise. Yeah, Queenstown's a real surprise.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It is, and what Janetta found out too, because she hadn't been there before. It was
Kevin
one of the
had been, but
destinations.
it was beautiful. And we were there not during snow time, and it was magnificent. It was just incredibly beautiful, except when we got off the plane and walked to where we had to go. We passed some helicopters and we thought, this is all right.
Terrific. We're going to do a little helicopter ride down to somewhere fantastic, but
Turned the corner,
we kept on walking.
camper vans. Worst nightmare ever.
Some people love camper vans.
Some people are very happy
And they're
to
welcome
They're
to
welcome
them.
to it.
It's not our sort of a holiday.
Did you get to enjoy, and there are plenty of them in Queenstown, some of the fabulous restaurants?
Absolutely. Around that lake at night, the restaurant, the whole place just comes alive. There's so many bars, so many
That
restaurants.
food and beverage offer there was world class as far as we were concerned. It was fantastic. I loved it. It's really geared up for tourism. Even the camping parky thing that we stayed in, which was
It was called Lakeside Holiday Park, and it was absolutely beautiful.
Campy parky thing.
yeah, it's
That's our extent of knowledge on holiday parks. But this one, they really know how to do it there because so many people use a motorhome or a camper van or RV, whatever they're called, around New Zealand. So the whole of the South Island particularly is so geared to that sort of travel. The caravan parks are terrific.
What did you then, if you were a little bit, if you're travel snobs, how did you feel sort of
sharing toilets, not good.
parking in the place and then chatting to the people next door and getting
Well,
to know you and all that stuff?
That's one of the things we haven't seen tonight's episode, but I think it would probably be in there that at one stage we were just having a chat and Janetta said, "Oh, one of the things you don't like about holiday parks is the people." I said, "Keep your voice down."
Because they're like
Because everyone's no more than about 2 metres from you. You've really got to learn to adjust.
And I was trying to look for the positives, and really the only positive we could find is that we were close to the rubbish bins.
What happens if you're next to noisy people in that environment?
Well, fortunately we weren't. And I think people
if
are
you
pretty...
get my drift.
Yeah, well, I think people are pretty respectful in places like that. But of course, people like to party too when they're on holidays and do all sorts of other things. And you just have to put up with that.
But Janetta, isn't it good to just wake up in the morning and just open the door and...
No.
Right. Were you parked near rivers, beautiful rivers or
No.
something like that?
There was a little creek there.
And what did you do? Did Janetta have to get up and cook breakfast?
We found cafes.
I don't move until I have a cup of tea brought to me in bed in the morning. So that still happened.
So you're the tea person.
I am. That's pretty much a routine when we're at home and we're not travelling. But when we are travelling, it's quite nice because quite often it's delivered to your room and I don't have to do the work.
And this was a really big 6-berth one. And you can't pass each other. And there's this little toilet thing and
I'd never driven anything that size before. And this thing was a truck.
And we're turning corners and we had suitcases with
Wheels
and they're rolling up and down, and
The pantry doors are flying
And
open.
there's-
Maybe you needed to plan where you put everything.
We didn't really have time. We were sort of thrown in the camper van and said, right, off you go. So all the bags were running around.
just getting stressed.
How did you know where to go? Did you arrive in daylight or in darkness?
No, we were in daylight and we had GPS in the van, but while we were driving, we had to work out how to...
We were given an
Make the
address, and
GPS
that was it. But we got to the place, and I don't know if you remember National Lampoon's, the Christmas one, where they're going round and round and round. That's what we were doing. We kept going round and round before we could find
I was
out.
the Chevy
I'd like
Chase
to
of
see.
Queenstown.
I'd like to see you two in a camper van in Canberra with all those
With all the
roundabouts.
circles?
Yeah.
Well, one of the things while we were driving around,
Canberra's got perfectly good hotels.
Yeah, we wouldn't be in a camper van. But in this one van that we had, all the doors were flapping open. And I was more concerned about the duty-free whiskey hitting the floor or the eggs flying out of the fridge and turning the inside of the place into an omelette.
Were you in charge of navigation?
Well, we had GPS, but you were getting crotchety
stressed.
because the noise, the sound wasn't working. And I'm aware that we've got GoPros all around us all the time anyway. So I'm trying to calm him down and...
So you don't actually have direct crew
No.
filming you. It's all just set up to sort of
Oh, in the van.
fly on the wall.
It's
yeah,
all
in the van
flammable.
it is,
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
In the
There's
van.
several little GoPros on us, and I couldn't concentrate on the GoPros because I had to concentrate on the road and the roundabouts and the flying whiskey and the
So
omelettes. And
If you're a travel snob, Janetta, you wouldn't want to be filmed first thing in the morning, for instance.
No. No.
And you're not in charge of the editing.
No.
And we haven't
No.
we haven't seen the following
And
episodes.
some of
We've
them
only
we
seen up
were
until
filmed
now,
first thing in the morning, but
and that cannot be a pretty sight sometimes.
Did this also take you to remote sort of areas of Australia?
Oh, it did.
oh
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
one episode, which there are some snippets of it on TV of us arguing because we can actually say it, can't we?
Yes, we can, yeah.
We had to pitch a 2-man tent. Worst nightmare ever.
You would have been looking for snakes.
Well, I was looking for snakes. I was looking for a hotel.
He absolutely lost it. He cracked it. He was throwing the hammery thing that you bang the.
Like you are now.
Yes, I am now. Sorry. The
Yeah, she was trying to put the tent pegs in with the
tent
microphone.
pegs.
Yeah.
being filmed arguing is not good. But
No, but that was very stressful. I mean, we were staying in. We thought New Zealand was bad, having to stay in caravan parks, but these were very well equipped caravan parks over there. Up in the Northern Territory, they're not very well equipped, and it was this gravel that had been compacted by years and years of caravans
Some are.
driving over. Well, not the ones we stayed in, Dennis.
this was really, we nearly didn't. What's our 30th wedding anniversary next week? And we were really thinking, are we going to
We're
make
going to
it
make
to
it to 30, yeah.
Look, this is a fascinating concept. I look forward to having a look at it tonight. 9 o'clock tonight on Channel 9 after Married at First Sight. Could be divorced at next trip.
Possibly.
Could well be.
Nice to meet you both.
And you,
And you.
Dennis, thank you very much for your time.
Time.